Hello, I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. We're here today with Roger Leyden, President, Michael Campbell, Executive VP of U.S. Sales, and Greg Saputo, Regional Sales Director for SeKure Controls. First, we'd like to say happy 50th anniversary to SeKure Controls. 50 years. Roger, this is one heck of a milestone.
I never thought it'd come, to be honest with you. Yeah, it is a milestone.
God bless you.
A lot of fun, a lot of hard work, but we're here.
There you go. SeKure Controls develops and manufactures innovative asset protection systems that maximize return on investments for its retail and industrial customers. They strive to anticipate and promptly respond to customer needs in a manner consistent with their tradition of quality through design. For 50 years, SeKure Controls has been working with retailers to reduce shrinkage caused by shoplifting. Over that time, there's been an explosion of new products in the consumer electronics and fashion-focused softlines industry. Added to this challenge are the increased competitive pressures to reduce cost and staffing. Whether you're seeking a custom item or a standard product, SeKure Controls strives to keep your cost in line by controlling the manufacturing process. Their 3 manufacturing plants are devoted to quality and cost-effective production. Their team of professionals can take your idea from concept to completion. By keeping the entire process within SeKure Controls, they can reduce delivery time, control quality, and ensure satisfaction with the finished product. Their knowledgeable customer service representatives are on hand to answer your questions and assist you with any special request. With that, we'd like to thank you, Roger, Mike, and Greg for being here and supporting this event.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, along those same lines, we've got to ask you, in your opinion, what has been the biggest couple of developments in the LP industry that you've seen, Roger and Greg and Mike? What are some of the biggest developments?
Boy, in 50 years, Gus, it has been just astronomical. I see electronics entering more heavily. Retailers are having to lock up more stuff. It's tragedy, but if you leave it out on the counter, it'll walk. So now they have to come up with new ideas for locking a door, which sounds simple, but not in retail. It becomes more difficult. We're developing a new system for doors. I'm astonished, I think, at products. 50 years ago, the most expensive product was a diamond ring at a jewelry store at Tiffany's, and there'd be a guard standing there, with a gun or something, And today, it can be called a laptop. It can be called a camera.
Sure.
And a new iPhone. And all of these devices have to be protected some way or another, and this is where the innovative ideas come from the retailers to us and saying, at this show which happened, a company came in and they want to protect a robotic product. And it's going to be a challenge, but we'll figure out something.
There you go. Gentlemen, I'll open this up to all of you, basically. What's really been your top sellers? What products are you known for, and what are the hottest ones? Gentlemen?
We're seeing growth, Gus, across the board through all of our categories, from mechanical security to electronic protection. Our fixtures group that works with POP display manufacturers is red hot. Really, we can't nail it down to one thing. Like Roger said, we'll get a project to work on robotic security, and the next it's mechanical coil or cable. We really have that breadth of product in our lineup with over 800 unique products that really nobody else offers.
How many patents do you have, if I may ask? How many patents do you have? I mean, you have like hundreds, don't you?
Gus, I quit counting. We just got issued a couple in the last month.
Sure.
One is for a protection, benefit denial for candles. People steal candles.
Sure.
Then we just got a new, we have what we call peg hook lock. The original was out there, but the original didn't work, so I had to redesign it, and we applied for a patent. A patent and $1.25 will get you out on the bus outside.
Sure, sure.
But, it's a lot of fun to have them. We do defend our patents.
Certainly, certainly.
And have in the past. It's a lot of work, but you do have to protect yourself.
Certainly, certainly. And you have over 800 products and solutions for the retailers.
800.
Incredible number.
Yeah.
Incredible number.
That's a number that hasn't been developed overnight, though. I mean, originally, this business began with Roger selling mirrors. And through his interactions with retailers who then began to say, well, Roger, I love your mirrors, but can you do this for me, or can you do that for me? And it was at that point that the light bulb turned on for him many, many years ago that said, we can expand our assortment, and you know what, I can probably put together an organization to be able to build them here and to build quality that we can control. And you started with 1, and it went to 5, and it went to 10, and it went to 100. And the reality is that we are still capable of manufacturing those very early products that were created. Now, the demand clearly is not the same for the products that we were selling 30 years ago, albeit we still sell some of them. Interestingly enough, some
And I would imagine a lot of them have evolved, but
Absolutely.
yet at the
They're
core,
timeless.
they're the same answer.
But one of the things that we have done very successfully is that because we manufacture our own products and we interact with our core customers weekly, we understand what their positions are. We know where they're lacking solutions, and where we don't, they ask us because they know our reputation of being a solutions provider. We create them. So strategically, I think over the years it's created a lot of advantage for our company in that regard, and we continue to do it. To Roger's earlier point, he talked about a retailer who approached us today needing a specialized solution. We can do that. So I think it's part of our moniker. It has become a part of what we are as a company, that people know that if there's not a ready-made solution, they can come to us, and our development time and our delivery time is shorter than having to source it offshore.
Well, all under the auspices of quality through design.
Absolutely.
Bottom line.
Gus, if you can't and don't have it or can't find it, come to me, I'll build it for you.
Roger, you've been traveling the world.
Yeah.
You've gone to shows everywhere. For God's
Every
sake.
place.
Okay. So what's the difference between the U.S. and all the others? Is there one? Is there a difference?
Gus, to a certain degree. In the Orient, if you walk into a department store, because you're an American, they will have somebody right with you. And my wife and I were in Singapore, and this little girl was right next to us, and it was kind of like, go away, we're just looking, But she stuck with us throughout the entire time that we were in the store. Europe is heavy EAS. I went to one of the shows, and there was a Mercedes-Benz being displayed, and I walked over to it, and it was gorgeous, just gorgeous. And I happened to mention to the gentleman, how much is the Mercedes-Benz? And he told me in Deutschmark, or euros, I forget what it was. I came back to the booth, and took my calculator out, and it was about $800,000.
Oh, geez.
Okay, not for me, but it was impregnable. I mean, the tires, the windows, the doors, it was something that but we would never see that here in the U.S. type of shows. The amount of terrorism that has happened in Europe has changed the security into a monumental business.
Mike, you run the U.S. market. I mean, can you give us a feel for your team here in the States and talk to anything new that SeKure Controls is bringing to market? And what do we have to look forward to this year?
Sure. Right now, this year, we're having our best year of sales ever in the history of the company, so kind of a great complement to our 50 years in business. As mentioned, we've got new great innovative products for things that other companies aren't thinking about. Benefit denial products for candles. We talked about our domes and mirrors factory, which is working 2 shifts a day. And then on top of that, we're able to produce innovative new mirrored products that nobody else can turn around. So it's being able to customize unique applications for customers' needs, and things like the port strike on the West Coast that we had earlier this year played well to Se-Kure Controls. You don't have to wait for your product with us. It's all manufactured domestically in one of our 3 factories. It's not tied up in a port. We can turn around product faster than anyone else. So we've got a lot of advantages that basically you can't find with other companies. So I think that's been a big reason for our success, along with our employees. We have 62 employees that have been with the company over 20 years. Whether it's in the manufacturing side, the selling side, or the administrative side. And that depth of experience really plays well. You can't find that anyplace else, and we've got it here. So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Greg, this is your second stint with Se-Kure, and it speaks a lot for the organization and for Roger and such, and you're a former senior leader of loss prevention. Can you talk to the value Se-Kure brings to the LP community and the impact it's having on the industry, bottom line?
Well, that's kind of a loaded question.
Yes, it is.
From an impact perspective, that would be a question better asked of our core customer base. But I can sit here and I can say to you absolutely and in full faith that many of our customers tell us that we are their first choice in terms of a go-to supplier because they know of our development capabilities. This is particularly where they are in need of a product that's not available to protect whatever it is that they're looking to secure. From my perspective, I think that although all companies strive to do it, the reality is we remain very hands-on and very interactive with all of our major customers. We're there to meet whatever need that they have that we're capable of fulfilling. And it plays very well for us. You develop the relationships and you build on those relationships, you maintain those relationships, and you don't let your customer down. And I think that has continued to grow our business, and it speaks to the dynamic growth that we experienced this year.
Absolutely. Yeah. Roger, anything last you'd like to say to the LP community?
I wouldn't be sitting here today if we didn't get the support from retailers that came to us and said, look, we're looking for something. And that is what has kept this company rolling for 50 years. If everything was on the internet and there were no stores, I wouldn't be in business, But it's been fun, and my problem is now, not a problem, but a lot of the directors of LP, they're retiring, they've passed on. We kind of have a little loss.
New generation.
Kind of a new generation coming up.
Certainly.
They're very well educated. They're different than years and years ago, where sometimes it was a police officer that was running the loss prevention or security, as it would be. It's a whole new field, a whole new industry. We never used to see women in this industry. It was just, they weren't there, but today, yes.
Good.
And I'm very pro-woman. My executive right-hand person is a gal that's been with me 32 years.
Yeah.
And she's the only one that signs the checkbook besides me. So it's great to have good people with you.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, thanks for being here today and supporting it, and happy 50th anniversary one more time.
Thank you, Gus. We appreciate it, and thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that's it for this episode, and we'd like to thank SeKure Controls team for being here today and supporting the event. And once again, we'd like to congratulate Roger and his whole team on their 50th anniversary. Until next time, let's keep them all safe out there.